Hi Nihal. No, I'm just not speaking. Can you hear me now? No idea. However long I can go for. Hmm. Yeah, I just started. So I had this jittering issue with my file thing, and I'm trying to graph it out and see if I can smooth it. It's been 2 weeks since I did this, and I don't remember what any of these graphs are. I don't know what they're supposed to represent. Red is raw, and white is the smoothed version. But even the white one is not smooth enough. Needs to be smoother. Is green. Green is the smoothing factor. Yeah, the smoothing factor is fluctuating a lot. Wait, the smoothing factor should be flat. I'm not changing it. Why is this smoothing factor? Oh, I didn't save. Made code changes and I forgot to save. There. Yeah. So with no smoothing, or with the smoothing that I had in place, very not smooth. Very jaggedy. I did do this. Happens here. a lot better. Need to figure out how to ease out these sections. That version is smoother, but it looks worse because it's not snappy. This version is a little bit rough, but it snaps into place immediately, which is good. I need to figure out how to have it snap into place for the smoother version. Hmm. Wait, what? Huh? It's fixed suddenly. Wait, what? That's so smooth. I didn't do anything. I resized the window on accident and it fixed itself. Oh, it's back. It crashed. Or, no. Wait, what? That's so weird. Why? What? Why did it fix itself? It was so smooth. It was perfect. It was as if I did what I was supposed to. So wait, I. Oh, there again. Okay, moving the window fixes it. That makes no sense. It's bugged again. Oh, no, it's good. It's good. This is so smooth. And then boom. What? That's even worse now. So the problem is not me. I thought I did something wrong with my implementation. The thing is, it was working well before and then stopped working properly randomly. And so I'm so confused. I'm full screen. Doesn't even full screen. It's smooth. Perfect. Now, how do I? I don't know how to reproduce the issue. And I don't know how to fix it, more importantly. So I did all this graphing for nothing. Last time I worked on this project, I spent like 2 3 hours just graphing out every little property, trying to figure out what's wrong with it, and now it's just automatically fixed. So weird. So interesting. So the red line is also smoother, is it? I think so. Yeah. So obviously the smooth result is smoother because the initial raw data is less noisy. The red, yeah, so the red is the original raw mouse movement input. And it's less. Oh, there we go. Issues back. Yeah, so look at that. So weird. The mouse input is noisier. Like the raw input is noisier, way noisier. And if I move the window, it's better. It's just better. What the? How does that work? That's. I wish it was something dumb that I did, so I would have a chance to fix it. But I have no clue how to even approach fixing this now. Oh, and it's back. The issue is randomly back. I didn't move the window. Now if I move it again, fixed. Wait, no, still not fixed. Down. Get rotated. Yes. There, it fixed it. If I publish this game on the Steam page, I should say shake well before use. See, it works perfectly when I shake it. So good. Even the raw data is smooth when I do this. What are you say? You know. What do I do now? Hmm. I guess I'll move on then. I'm not sure if this issue is also in the final build. So right now it's not smooth. You can see it clearly when I move it slower. Oh, it just fixed itself. What if I stop printing stuff? I didn't have printing before I started debugging this, so that shouldn't be the issue. Yeah. Wait, I'm still printing. I didn't save. Bruh. Yeah, the issue has nothing to do with printing. Hmm. And then when I do that, I have to shake well. It doesn't work anymore. Is it frame rate dependent? It stopped working. Shaking stopped working. Wait, is it worse if I have better frames? Is that what it is? If I bring back the print statement, still not working. It's seemingly random. Let me try building the. 1 GB. Yes. Oh, no, that window's gone. Oh, wait, it's here. Almost done. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where did it even expire? It's opening in my browser. Okay, let's see. How does it look in the build? Oh, it's jittery in the build as well. And if I move it, still bad. It's so annoying. It randomly fixed itself. It's back to normal again. Oh, I made the window smaller and it fixed it. What? Interest. Issues back. Okay, so a smaller window fixes it? Too bad. No, not really. Hmm. Nope, it doesn't fix it anymore. It's just inconsistent. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what to even do to fix that or even to debug that. Must be a Godot issue, I think. Surely. Like, what could be even causing that? So right now, just my raw mouse input is noisy, which is expected, but it's really noisy. Mouse poll rate. Interesting. Okay. Hmm. It should already be high. 1000 per second. I reduce it. Oh god. Sensitivity is messed up, but let's see. Still noisy. Oh wait, I'm not using this. Hold on. I am using Godot 4 point. What are the two of them? I'll put this on my other monitor. Okay, this one. Now let me switch to 250. See if that does anything. I feel like it's worse. It feels more sporadic now. Yeah, it's definitely worse. Yeah, makes sense, I guess. But yeah, it was already set to the highest is 500 like. Stupid thing keeps switching out. I don't know if it's using the correct profile. Lock this. Okay, now it should be a better test. Okay, yeah, it's way worse. Yeah, so maybe is like that has something to do with it. Oh, it's suddenly smooth. Nice. Then see, this looks perfect. This looks so good. And it's so smooth. Even like the source data itself. There, the problem's back randomly. Out of nowhere. Wait, is it? Can't tell. I think so. Yep, there we go. That makes no sense. What if I try my laptop trackpad? Will that have a different result? Let's see. Oh god, it's way worse. Not good. Yeah, makes sense. But like, it's not even consistent. It randomly fixes itself when I resize the window, or like earlier when I was shaking the window, it fixed itself. Like, what? So wait, what is the red line? What value is it representing the delta? Red is cos x delta. It's fixed because the pointer object that caches the memory on the window gets reset. The thing is, it's inconsistent even with resizing. It doesn't always fix it. So it's bad right now, and then resize it, still bad. Yeah, it's just seemingly random. Sometimes it fixes itself, sometimes it doesn't. There. Oh no, it's still. Oh wait, it did. And then stopped immediately. No, the thing is, even if I start the game, it starts bad. Doesn't start good. I don't know if that has any effect. It starts out with noisy. Wait, yeah, it makes no sense. Thanks, Sparrow. See, it's just right from the start. That's so noisy, and it jitters so much. So like, how does that? Yeah, see, like, what is that? I'm moving my mouse. If I let me grab my mouse and apply a constant force towards the right. Yeah, my mouse is only going to the left. Sorry. So my mouse is only going to the left, but the graph is going up and down. I mean, yeah, makes sense, I guess, because that's the speed of. Actually, no. Yeah, what I said was nonsense. That, like, there. I am expecting there to be some noise, but this noise is just too sporadic. What's the issue? So when I move my mouse, I'm reading the mouse, the amount of change of mouse movement in that frame. So just the last frame's position, or the current position minus the last frame position. And that data is the red line here in the graph. And it's very noisy for some reason. Okay, this is kind of working. Yeah, this is the expected amount of noise. Like this noise I'm fine with because the white line is me smoothing that noise. So it's relatively smooth enough, so it looks good right now. Like look at how good this looks. It's all smooth. And then there, I think, yeah, there you go. It started to be extra noisier. Let me restart. Yeah, there. Like that is significantly more noisy than what we had before. Like look at that. My mouse is not changing speeds every frame by that much. Yeah, and because of that, my even my smooth version is like really noisy. I'm setting the last position just at the end of the frame, I think. In process, yeah. Just at the end. Would delta have anything to do with it? I'm not sure because it's just absolute positions. It has nothing to do with her. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with the frame rate. Whatever it is, it's really confusing. So like this is just another edge case with the main, like this is what I'm doing. It's just so weird that it automatically fixes itself. Like I wish it would just stay bad completely so that I know that I'm doing something wrong and I can fix it, but like it's seemingly completely random. So noisy. Yeah, the weird thing with this was that I made this smoothing like almost 6-7 months ago, And when I made the smoothing, it worked perfectly. Like every single time. Like every time I run the game, I had it smoothed perfectly because the initial data probably wasn't noisy in the first place. And now I got back into this project very recently and it's suddenly broken. I don't know if it's like the Godot version because I think I was using Godot 4.2 when I was working on this before. Different mouse. I've tried my trackpad just now. Okay, right now I'm using my laptop trackpad and it's still bad. So I don't I don't think it's the mouse. I'm using EMA smoothing. The thing is, the problem isn't even with the smoothing because the smoothing worked before and it works now as well. Like maybe if my smoothing algorithm was better, then this would be solved, but I don't know how to make it better. But where is it? Here. Yeah, but the thing is, my if my initial input raw data is not that noisy, this works perfectly fine. This smoothing is like good enough. But it's only when the data itself is noisier, like this noisy, it breaks. Maybe increase the smoothing factor. I've tried. I don't think it helps. Like this is 0.2 right now, which is already close to the max. I think it's like the lower it is, the better it is. And like it smooths it better, but now the movement itself isn't as like snappy. Like with 0.2, it's less smooth, but it's more snappy. It's like more responsive. It reaches the initial position quicker. As a possible debugging step, could you apply the process function but move the mouse position programmatically? I did do that before. So initially um when I first programmed this, I had this jitter issue and I had no clue what was causing the issue, and I had a hunch maybe it was the mouse being inconsistent, and I did programmatically move it, and yeah, that was the issue. So that was the whole reason I did the whole smoothing in the first place. But yeah, I can try it again just to show it. So let me just move it in process. So I'll go. Let's see that. That's too slow. Let's try. Yeah, so that's fairly consistent, I think. You could introduce a dead zone where very sporadic movement is not calculated. Yeah, I have no clue how to do that. Like I was thinking earlier, yeah, like maybe look at the rate of change and only allow the change if it's within a limit, but I didn't go deep into that. Is the jitter noticeable to the user? Yes, very much so. Yeah, like when I use it right now, it feels really bad to like move around. It doesn't feel smooth at all. Like let's say yeah, the thing is, okay, there's an easy way to test this. Like the fact that the rotation logic itself is working. I'm already doing tweening, so if I drag the card and let go, notice how smooth that is. And it looks fine, it looks smooth. It's like working properly. Only when I do mouse movement that it messes up. Yeah, that's so noisy. Mouse mode captured. Yeah, then I don't have my mouse anymore. This is more for like FPS 3D. Hmm. Okay, I can try that. Let me try input. Let's see. Um, so just the input, right? Because I still need the rotation logic in process. Is there a shortcut for removing everything in a line? In VS Code? Find this base. Things so annoying to remove every time. Yes. Did I try this before? I think I tried moving the logic, the input logic into physics process. I don't think I tried input actually. So let's see. Okay, is that it? So what was that again? So I moved some setting POSIX delta. And I should also probably do if the event is input event motion. Wait, does input event just give me that data directly? Wait, does input event have mouse velocity as a property? Because if it does, then that put event mouse. It has velocity. Wait a second. Okay, so I guess I can just use this, right? There's also screen velocity, which might be what I want instead. Yeah. Hello, I am working on this on the file rotation, and my input is really noisy as you see with the red line here, and that seems to be a random issue where it gets fixed automatically, so I'm trying to figure out what to do about it. So the white line is my smooth output from the red line, but it's not smooth enough because the red line is too inconsistent. And when I move my window and stuff, it randomly fixes itself sometimes. But yeah, trying to figure out what's going on there. But yeah, there is a velocity right here, which I should probably use. But before I do, I should probably test out just my old code in input. Let's see if this does anything. It seems worse. Is it worse? I think it's worse. Yeah, it's definitely way worse. Okay, but not all hope is lost. Maybe I don't have to do any of this after all. What if I simply... So wait, is velocity cos x delta? Velocity is cos x delta directly, right? I think so. So now if I just do cos x delta equal to... I still want this. Yep, this project was directly inspired by Balatro. Mouse motion event dot screen velocity. Velocity is a vector too. I just want the x. If this doesn't work, I am going to be very sad. What? Okay. Alright, I need to do it only when I'm clicking. Oops. But this is promising. Because it looks a lot smoother than... hard to tell. It's moving too much. I think the velocity value itself is too large. Just as a quick check, let me multiply it with value. What's the var moving control that's being added to the position? Any chance that value is causing the variance? That's just. Oh, right. Shouldn't be actually like. Okay, so I was using the position of the node itself instead of. Oh, interesting. So I'm not using the mouse input directly, I guess. So I'm moving the control itself with the mouse, and then I'm grabbing the global position and comparing the old global position and the new one to get the velocity of the moving control. But now that you mention it, what if I just use the mouse velocity directly? Which I guess I can do with the screen velocity now. But that's a good point. Interesting. Notice how the red line is so boxy. No, that's just because I'm scaling it down, right? That, I'm guessing that's caused by this. Should it? Wait, should scaling it down make it blocky? I don't think so. It, it is a lot smoother though. So wait, how do I adopt this to my actual movement logic? So I want to set the cos x delta only when I'm actually grabbing the node. Yeah, I guess this input function just runs less frequently. Maybe the thing you mentioned earlier with the polling rate, or no, it was something else. What was it? Let me look back. I think you mentioned some setting earlier that might. I was looking up stuff earlier as well, and I think it was in here. Yeah, accumulated input. Maybe I could try something with that. It's definitely smoother. I think it'll be an improvement if I can get this to work with my previous system. So I wanted to do this only when. Let me also print it actually. Also printing other stuff. Get rid of this. Right, so if I stop moving, it doesn't. Yeah, because I'm doing this only when there's mouse movement. So wait, this is the case only when if the mouse is moving. How do I check if the mouse is not moving? Because it just doesn't send the event. Do I just use a flag with just a flag checking if there has been mouse movement, and otherwise in process to set it to 0? That sounds very janky. Hmm. Where would you reset it? Once per frame rendered. I wonder what it is by default. Is it true by default? It is true by default. Yeah, so I need my red line to go back to 0 if I stop moving the mouse. How do I check if it's moving? Hmm. So wait. Instead of- Hmm. How does this interact with get global mouse? What broke the dragging? Well, I don't think I tested the dragging. Hmm. I don't think this still works because yeah, notice how my smooth output is all bumpy now. It's a different type of problem now. It's still technically not smooth. But maybe that can be solved by some other smoothing algorithm actually. Like maybe EMA smoothing is not the best for this blocky data. So that might not be a problem. Maybe. Yeah, I might be overcomplicating it. I'm not sure how I would change it though, like what I would simplify. Because if I don't do any smoothing at all, then it looks pretty blocky. Okay, wait, looking at this value doesn't make sense to me. Moving. Does this value make sense? Could the dragged file be looped to the mouse position? So the thing I'm trying to solve is not even with the mouse, or not even with the position. The position is fine. It's the rotation that I'm working on. So if I go back to what I had, the positioning works fine, but it's the I'll have to do it in process. Yeah, so going back to my previous version, it's not the mouse or the file movement is fine. That I think I am lerping for that, if I remember correctly. I don't remember what I was doing, but yeah, that's not even the problem. The thing I'm tackling right now is the rotation of the card. So notice how the card rotates when I move, and if I move faster, it rotates like stronger. The rotation is stronger, and if it's slow, then it's softer. And also, would you look at that? The issue is automatically solved without me doing anything. But if I do that, or if I restart, then it should, at some point, it'll mess up on its own. Yeah, right now it just seems to be working again. That's what I don't understand. It's so random. Like, it just works sometimes and it doesn't work sometimes. Like, I wish it just did this whole time. It looks so good like this. Yeah, so it was always the rotation. Where am I doing the dragging file drag component? It should be, I think it's not even lerp, it's probably move toward vector 2 dot move toward. Yeah, move toward. And this works perfectly fine. So yeah, there's no issue with the positioning, just the rotation smoothing. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the velocity of the card itself, or the file itself, and based on its velocity I'm setting the rotation. So that's what the issue is. What I noticed when you said it was working a second ago, you started by moving slow. Maybe moving it fast is accumulating some undesirable value. Okay, let's have a look. So it looked like I started slow. I'm starting slow, that's smooth. Now I need to start quickly. No, that still works fine. Oh, did it break? There you go, it's starting to break randomly. Okay, maybe you're onto something? Let's test again. I hope you are. There, it's randomly inconsistent, and I did start slowly again this time. Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. Because yeah, look at this. This is wildly inconsistent. Hard to tell. Working right now, even when I did it quickly. Have you tried asking AI? I think I did earlier. Yeah, I think I did. I don't think it had anything that I could use. But to be fair, this new discovery of this randomly working was just today, so yeah, exactly. Like right now, look at how smooth this is. So the graph itself is a lot smoother. Like whether I go fast or not. So even if I move slow, it's smooth. Even if I do it quickly, it's it's still smooth. This is perfect right now. It looks so good. And then I don't know, like a random replay or something messes it up. I don't know if you were there earlier, but what I found at the start of the stream was it wasn't working, and then I resized the window or I moved the window and it started working. Which is even weirder. What GUI theme? It's the passive star theme, which is, in my opinion, a lot better than the, I think it's called minimal theme. A lot better than the default theme. I hope they just grab this and adopt this as the official theme. It looks so much better. I can drop this in the chat. Is the moving resizing window thing consistent? Nope. That's also inconsistent. So sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Like at least if that was consistent, then I would have had something to work with, but nope. Because like at that point I have like a reproducible issue that I can, like maybe it's a bug with Godot, or like I can ask about I can ask about I can document it and ask on Reddit or something. But no, it's inconsistent, so yeah, look at that. Like just I didn't even look at the file there, but just looking at the graph there I can tell that this is worse. Yep. Like I guess like a surefire way of telling, I don't know if it shows up properly in the stream, the file itself not being smooth when there's the issue, but like an easy indicator to see if it's working or not is looking at the white line in the graph, because the white line is a lot more consistent when it is working, because that's my smooth output, which I'm actually using. I'm not using the raw data. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this should look really bad in the stream as well. If because like it's visually really jittery. Why delete your message? I haven't seen your message. Was it? I don't know if YouTube filters out stuff automatically, but I did not delete it. Yeah, makes sense. I think. Oh yeah, the stream is at 30 FPS, I think. So yeah, it probably is hard to tell because it probably isn't looking as smooth as it should be in the first place. But yeah, like on Like I'm running, my monitor is 144 hertz and it looks really smooth when it works. And like the difference is really clear. And I'm sure even if it's 60, I think it should be pretty clear. Let me see if I can change to 60. Yeah, I don't think I'll have to stop streaming to change it. So I don't think I can change it now, but next time I'll try 60. But yeah, like the issue itself is so weird. Here's an idea. What if you change the object you're dragging? Like, I wonder if making the object itself bigger will cause more variance. So, if you'll notice, or you might have noticed that the folder thingy itself, or actually, you might not have noticed because I haven't dragged it much, but yeah, the folder object is also using the same script. So, there's that. Although, uh, the graph is not graphing out the folder, but I can try that. So file, turn that off, then Explorer window, turn that on. You're working on a game that's pretty much the same system of movement in 3D. You work with the formula of second order systems if you want to check it. Cool, I will check that out. Thank you for letting me know. Haven't heard of that before. Was that system working for you fine? Yeah, Balatro is such a. It feels so good to just move stuff around in Balatro. That's what got me hooked initially. And yeah, it was so fun to just work on recreating this as well. Oh yeah. So yeah, this should now graph the window. Yeah, so the window is also inconsistent. Although it feels like it's jittering more now. But but yeah, like I don't know if the size. Oh, is the size? Maybe it is doing something. It shouldn't, but it feels like it is. Even when you move the folder, the graph shows the file velocity. I changed it now, so now it should be showing the folder. So this graph belongs to the folder. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this was like really fun to work with. Like the base implementation for this was surprisingly easy. Like I thought I would have more trouble with implementing this, but it was like fairly straightforward. But well, it's not working now, so I guess it's not straightforward after all. But it was working before, like when I implemented the EMA smoothing, that fixed all the jittering, and I was so happy with myself because that would have been a really annoying thing to debug. And now it's back biting my ass. Yes, and you can customize everything. Awesome. I will check that out. What was it again? Secondary move. Oh, no. Second order systems. This seems way above my pay grade. Do you have the formula at hand? See you, Sparrow. Yeah, I appreciate you helping out. That was fun. We didn't get there fully, but it's all about the journey. I had fun though. See ya. What is this? I've never seen this symbol. Is this the same as spring damp, or is that completely different? Yeah, I have no clue how to read this. Oh, do links not work in the chart? That's annoying. I'm not sure how I can fix that. I think I've seen this a couple of years ago. Okay, that's good that there's a resource I can follow. I appreciate the link. I'll have a look at this later. Okay, he explains it, which is good. So, in what way did you use this? Did you plug this formula into your rotation? It just randomly works. Like, why is this working? You shouldn't be working. Or we should be working all the time. Like I wish this just worked. Like my solution wasn't like anything special, but it's logically sound, so it should work. And it is working, but only sometimes. Really annoying. It's working right now and it's so smooth. Perfect. Like notice how the white line, even though it is slightly inconsistent, it's just really subtle, so it's fine. Like that amount of there. Okay, that's a perfect example. So right now it's working well. This is perfect. And it breaks at some point randomly. I think the closest thing I can try right now is to see if I can use the input velocity. But I'm not sure how I would use. I don't know. Is this and why does it keep changing on its own? You take the velocity and a given range of speed, clamp the rotation to certain angles. Has Balatro's creator mentioned what he did ever? I've seen this video before. Let's see what he did.
And Jam, a channel about game development, experimentation, and with this, which changes the card visual. The same was applied. This made the card interaction already feel pretty good direction of movement. For this prefab that on every frame made the visual follow the base card using interpolation.
He just did a normal loop. Loop.
The same was applied for its rotation, that would slightly tilt towards the direction of movement. With these simple implementations, the visuals were smoothly
I don't think
following the
it's
base
based
card
on
no matter
velocity,
where
is
they
it?
moved to, and this made the card swap interaction already feel pretty great. Next thing was to make sure the script was listening to all of the events from the base
Looks
card.
good though.
Interpolation. The same was applied for its rotation, that would slightly tilt towards the direction of movement. With
I
these
wish you
simple
showed more of the
implementations,
code there.
the visuals were smoothly following the base card no matter where they moved
That
to,
looks so good
and
though.
this made the
What? Oh, because I got it. This- When I was testing earlier, I was trying this thing with the smoothing factor where I have my smoothing factor also change, which seemed to kind of work. What that's uh, maybe in this case using the second order system is overkill. I mean, if it works, right? Rather have something be overkill than not work. The solution from the mix and jam video seems too straightforward. I probably started with that and then moved on to this velocity based thing after that. Like the thing is the system itself is working fine, like based on the velocity. If my velocity is constant, this works perfectly fine. It's just that my mouse input itself is very inconsistent. Because I use the same exact system for my hand animations in my video editor. I use the exact same system. I just yoinked it and put it into my video editor. And I don't have to animate the rotation for any of my hand animations. And when the position movement is consistent and smooth, it works perfectly fine. So like that isn't even the issue. Like the system itself is fine. It's just my, like right now, look, this red line, the input is good right now. So it just looks perfectly fine. It works perfectly fine. And it just randomly breaks. I don't understand why. Yeah, I'm also interpolating the position so it doesn't stick to the mouse position itself directly. So it's just a simple, that's like way simpler than the whole rotation thing. With a simple move toward, vector 3 dot move toward. How am I drawing the graph? The graph is just an add-on I got on the asset library. I searched for graph, I think, and picked the first one I saw. Or yeah, I used this one, I think. Graph 2D, yeah. It's pretty good. It has a simple API, but the examples on GitHub are outdated, I think. I had to look into the code itself to see what to call. But yeah, it was fairly straightforward, and it's a lot easier than writing the graphing code myself. Yeah, I don't know what to do now. It just works. It works now, and then it's going to randomly break in 7 milliseconds. I guess I move on to the next issue then. So when I initially made this project in 4.2, and when I drag this guy, yeah, this randomly broke. So it's supposed to rotate from where I'm clicking, so it should be the pivot point of this control should be here. But after upgrading to 4.4, this randomly broke. So let's investigate that, I guess. It should also be in the file track, right? Pivot point. No pivot point. Oh, I'm not in the correct file. Pivot. I guess I'm not setting it here. Where was I setting the pivot point? Pivot offset. On window dragged. Am I hitting this at all? I have to set up upgraded versions. So 4.4. That should work. Where is the thing? I lost it. There. Still doesn't work. My debugging isn't working. I'll have to look into that later. Guess I will use a print statement. Hey Ari, uh, what's going on? Good question. Um, I was debugging this um inconsistent mouse input problem, which randomly seems to work sometimes and it randomly doesn't work other times. And for now, I've given up on chasing that problem, so I've just moved on to a new problem, which is when I drag the window, it needs to use the click point as the pivot offset, but it's not doing that for some reason. So trying to figure out what the issue is there. Uh it's jittery. Yeah. It's probably not as visible on stream because it's the stream is at 30 FPS. But on like when you run it at higher FPS, it looks really jittery. Like the base motion works, it's just really inconsistent. My pivot offset is being set, but it's still using. Wait, it's working now? No, not. Well, the issue is really clear with the window, I think, because that's definitely not smooth. I'm sure that shows up on stream pretty clearly because it's the same script. But there's two issues with it, which one's the pivot point, so maybe that's making it look worse. Probably not, but it's definitely not helping. But I am setting the pivot offset. Hold on. Why are you still running? Oh, I think it's just printing slower. Okay, so whenever I drag it, it switches it. I think instead of when it's dragged. How much delay do you have with the interpolation? What do you mean? Not sure what you mean, AJ. Yeah, so instead of doing it or setting it while it's dragged, I should probably only set it when I first click on it. Time to go to A to B. You talking about the rotation or the So what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing the velocity of the card. So I'm not doing a direct lerp, I think. Yeah, I'm doing a move toward, which is kind of a lerp, but basically I am grabbing the velocity of the file, smoothing it, which is the white line in the graph. So I'm smoothing out the inconsistent input, and then I'm using that here to first clamp it down to whatever this clamp amount is, 35. And I'm doing a bunch of like basically trial and error maths. Like there's not too much logic to it. It is the target rotation. So I'm calculating a target rotation based on the velocity of the card. So it's like I just with trial and error I have like some arbitrary amounts that I'm clamping to, which is the 35 we saw. So I guess technically that's the degrees of rotation, the max degrees of rotation. Unless I have another, never mind, I lied. This is a rotation amount. Yeah, it's been like 6 months since I've seen this code, so I can't say I remember what I was doing with all of it. But yeah, I'm using this. I guess this is the interpolation. What you're asking about? In Unreal 5, usually that's a problem because you are updating the target position and that breaks the lerp with instant movement. Yeah, so I'm not using direct lerping, at least in this system. I'm using just Godot's move toward function, which is almost a lerp, but like it doesn't have a T factor. It's just moving towards the target value. So I just need to detect when I click on the header of the window. So where am I doing that? The first place on window drag manager. Hello sir, how are you doing? Window drag. I think I just do. Wait, I should, before I do anything, I should check the remote tree. It says it's 288. Let's see. That's Explorer window. Explorer window. So this should be the object. Pivot offset is 0. Let me. Could you make it so it detects the coordinates of the window and takes the distance of the cursor to the chords of the window and use that as the axis? Yeah, I mean the simpler version of that is just setting the pivot point, which I'm already doing, but like upgrading the Godot version broke it somehow. So I'm just looking at it, trying to fix it back to the intended state. But yeah, in practice, that's what I'm trying to do. So if I stop doing this for a second. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why or how this something like this would break. Maybe they changed something with how the pivot offset calculated. Or that sounds too random. It should still work, but let's see. So the Explorer window. Okay, right. This Explorer window UI. Is that the same one? It is not. Yeah. What is Explorer window UI then? Uh, Thanks, Ari. It shouldn't. It theoretically shouldn't be too difficult, but it's me we're dealing with, so. Explorer window. Oh, right. Window UI is this. Right. This one's just the container. Okay. I remember now. This is what I'm working with. So, window data UI and window UI. Okay. So, this is the object I'm supposed to look at. I was looking at the wrong node earlier. The remote tree. The pains of debugging indeed. So 583. Explorer window, window UI. Pivot offset. Okay, it is correct. Then why is it not working? It's 580 and 35, yeah. Let me set it to, or let me not set it here first. And then set it to some arbitrary value here. Pivot. Let's say it's like 500 constant. If you want, I can pass you the code of the movement of second order, but it's in 3-axis in C++. Yeah, sure. Would love to take a look at it. Is it working? I can't tell. I think so. What's with the really jittery movement on this? That looks like a completely different issue entirely. I'm not sure if that's the window or if that's the graph issue again. Or if that's completely. Oh man. Can't tell if it's working. Yes. Window UI. Yeah, I can set it visually. Let's use the pivot tool. Let's say I wanted to do it from here. Oh, I think I'm resetting it in in ready somewhere. Yeah, right here. On window resize started. Hmm. I should just do this at runtime. Me reset that. So window UI and the pivot offset is whatever that is. Why is it that? Oh, it highlights it now. Cool. Select. They should add an always on top button here. So window UI. It's working smoothly now. The jittering issue is completely gone. Yeah, look at that graph. That looks so smooth. That's what should be the graph all the time. But nope, we have it randomly works. Like why? But there we go, it's randomly jittering in between. But anyways, this issue is still here. Why is this even that value? Who set you to that value? Oh, because I'm doing size by 2. I guess that makes sense. Let me try like 400 and 0. That still doesn't do anything. Oh god. Progress? No, not really. It's been doing that. It just randomly works sometimes, randomly doesn't work sometimes. I don't know where to even go with that. Uh, that's a bit hard to read in chat. Could you use like a paste website? Let me send. Like try putting it in there, and maybe when you send the link, put like a space in between so YouTube doesn't like remove the link. Wonder what would be the variable impacting it. Yeah, I have no clue. This, like, I don't know. Like, look at this. This looks so smooth right now, and just randomly it breaks at some point and randomly fixes itself on its own. I do not understand. So wait, this pivot offset isn't doing anything. Let me print out the pivot offset. 131146. Where even is that? Let me not set the pivot offset anywhere else. It seems like the slower the movement is, the jankier it gets. Yeah, I think that's just because of I had some reasoning for it, I forgot. With faster movements, it's like these small deviations don't matter as much, I guess, because the smoothing takes care of like the really sharp change in velocity. But with slower movements, there's like way too much noise. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Like, this is not normal. Like, this there's not that much rate of change of movement in my mouse and mouse movement. Could you smooth the smoothed out? But I did try that. That is actually a valid approach. I don't know if I did it correctly because it didn't seem to it seemed to not work. But it's definitely a valid approach. The weird thing, like the problem is my smoothing works. Like the issue isn't even with my smoothing, at least the core issue. The core issue is that sometimes the raw input is good and it's sometimes it's bad. So like the issue is not even with the smoothing, it's with the raw input. Sometimes it's like really inconsistent, sometimes it's good. So whenever the raw input is good, the smoothing is fine because it just does a good enough job. Even though it's not perfectly smooth, it still works. But now with the inconsistent smoothing, it just or inconsistent raw input, even the smoothing can't like you see that like it cannot keep up with that red line. No way. That is a really funny solution though. I think it would work. I just didn't do it properly, I guess. But yeah, again, that's like not the core issue. So like ideally I would want to fix the core issue. That would be more like a bandage fix. But yeah, there are other approaches to do the same thing, like how AJ suggested with his code. I'll have a look at that later. And also, there's like smooth damping or spring damping. I think another another way to do it. So I'll need to have a look at other methods if this doesn't work out. I wish it did though, because I was really happy to see it work the first time until it randomly broke on me. Anyways, where were we? So no setting the pivot offset anymore. That should be 0. So this is intended rotating from the top left corner. Now if I set the pivot offset to something else, it should I can't tell if it's doing it. It's not. It's not doing it. Why is it not? Okay, wait. Better way to test this would be. Okay, I should just window UI. Wait. Okay, never mind. Rotating control is window UI, so that should be fine. On that note, isn't moving control supposed to be the show data? Don't think that changes anything. But yeah, anyways, let me disable the process for the rotation. And now if I go window UI, pivot offset or set the rotation first. So that is expected, right? Top left corner. That is fine. And now I set the pivot offset to 500. So that works in the editor. Then why does it not work in code? Oh, hold on. Something's resetting it to 0 every frame. Wait, what? Are there multiple? Hold on. Are there multiple objects? Why is it? Why is there a 0 print? There are multiple objects. So my printing is incorrect. Let's do name. Window data UI is also responsive. Makes sense. I guess this is the same script. Yeah. So confused. So wait, what happens if I rotate the data? This is one annoying thing with my current setup where I have the actual window UI be separate from the data. I think it had something to do with the card positioning or like the resizing. So I needed like two duplicate states of the same object. And now that's causing issues with other stuff. Or whenever there's an issue, I have to look at both of them separately, which is not ideal. So wait, if I am I doing so So if I rotate, nothing happens. Do I have to rotate the data? Nothing happens. Why is the rotation not working? It's working now. Okay. The window data works. Or okay, both of them work. Interesting. So if I set the pivot offset, this one, working. Am I even looking at the right one? Why is my inspector not changing? My inspector is not changing. So I was editing the same object. Hard to keep up, fair enough. What is happening with my inspector? Why is it? So, lower window. Okay, my inspector is changing now. So I want the rotation of the window UI. That works. Does window data UI work? Doesn't work, which is good, I think, because the data isn't supposed to rotate. Only the visual is supposed to rotate. Yeah, so the window UI is the only thing that's visible. So uh, the pivot offset of this one. Who's setting it to 0? I set it and it's going back to 0. Wait, I'm setting pivot offset to 0 somewhere in process apparently. Pivot offset. Shadow component, no. Explorer window UI. No. Explorer window.cs is not this one. This has nothing to do with anything. Why? Is there something in the loop that's resetting? It looks like it's being reset every frame, but I don't know from where. Because Explorer window, this is just ready, and this shouldn't even, like, I don't know why I'm even setting this in the first place. And then these are just print statements. Oh, wait, is there more? No. Imagine there was just one hiding here in process. Yeah, I'm not setting it anywhere. Why is it resetting back? This is the only mention of pivot offset in my project. When it's dragged, it's all commented out. These are this is also commented out. The only thing in process is a print statement. This is also commented out. This is in ready on some other object. I'm so confused. There's nothing setting it to 0. Why is it going back to 0? Explorer window UI. Pivot. It's not resetting now. What? Oh. It's just not resetting now. It was resetting this whole time. Okay, so if it's 500, it should rotate from somewhere in the middle. Yes. What's with stuff randomly working and not working today? I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything at all. Whoa. Why? Why is this rotating? I'm not doing anything. What? And it wasn't rotating here. Just the property was rotating. Ask it nicely. After all of this, no. I'm never being nice to Guido after all of this. This makes no sense. Get rotated, idiot. Wait, it's happening again. Dude, random properties are randomly getting reset. Look at the number here. It goes back to 11.4. Does it happen with everything? Yeah, it's a fucking Gerdo bug. Ah. Dude. What is this? It's just the number. The property itself is still. It goes back to what it was. And then when I start dragging it, it acts as if it still starts from 920. Dude, what? Boom. Dude. That's great. But anyways, I think that's just a bug with the remote inspector in general. Like, I don't think it's with the game itself. Like, it shouldn't affect anything. But it makes debugging a lot harder now. Fuck's sake. Wait, I have an error. Hold on. Oh, bruh. I was actually happy to see an error for once. And it's this. Why, Godot? Why must you do this to me? Yep. That's a first. Error. Yes. Like, everything I've worked on today or in this project for a while has been random inconsistencies with no errors. So, yeah, seeing an error is like the best thing. I finally have something to go off of, but no, I just get trolled by Godot. You're printing too much. What do I do now? So the rotation. Dude, this is so annoying. There really should be an always on top button. Has no one else faced this issue ever? Or am I missing it? Is it already there? Yeah, they don't for some reason. Like they need to have like a project setting override button there. So the always on top. I normally have it disabled because there's no quick way to switch. I just use Windows Power Toys to set always on top, like manually. So whenever you see this blue thing and when it does that sound, I'm doing always on top manually, but I keep forgetting. I should probably turn it on though. Let me do that. Because I'm using, yeah, with C Sharp, I guess it makes sense to keep it on. Anyways, I don't have the script window to look at. Imagine I was just gaming on the side, acting as if I was streaming. Oh, lovely. The always on top button doesn't work anymore. The always on top setting doesn't work. You have to be joking. It's set to always on top. Where are you going? Wait, do I have this always on top or something? No, I don't. Yeah, normally it shows like this blue border over stuff if it's set to always on top. But after they made the whole uh, play window updates, that no longer does that anymore. But yeah, the always on top setting doesn't work anymore. Lovely. Awesome. So I am stuck with manually doing it, even if I turn it on. So I don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Rotation. Setting the pivot offset. So if I set it here, it works. Okay, that works. And it's always that here. Okay, awesome. Going to sleep. All right, good night. Yeah, I will check it out. Probably not now, but yeah, I'll check it out later outside of stream and see if I can gather anything from that. Thanks for sending your script. So if I yep, we all need some sleep, especially Guido. Guido needs some rest because it's been really cranky today. So if I print out, wait, I wasn't printing this whole time. Oh, this is some other script. Here. Okay, so I'm setting it here. Let's bring that back. What is the game gonna be about? I have no clue. So I worked on this initially just as a challenge to see if I can figure out if I can recreate Balatro's movement. And then I was going to try to turn it into like this file system based Balatro clone, but I couldn't figure out the design. I didn't know what the game would be. So I just stopped working on it. This was like 6 months ago, and just now, I'm picking it back up to try to fix these random issues that showed up so that I can at least get it back to the working state. I still don't have any ideas for what it could become. My game has no game yet. Yeah, so the pivot offset is set correctly. Now if I go here, window UI, it doesn't show up in the inspector anymore. Why? What? Oh, there it is. Okay. What's going on? Is this even window UI? I think my editor's lagging. Is it because of the stuff I'm printing? I'm on a laptop and it's been on all day, but I've never had this issue before. Maybe it's because of the stream as well. So I do that. Let me be very patient. Window UI, I see it in here. Get rotated, idiot. Yes, okay. That's working. I changed nothing and it's working. Now watch. I'll turn this back on. It won't work. So go back to inherit. I think the file explorer crashing and I'm trying to save a PT file for my machine learning project which took 6 hours to train. Yes, that sounds horrible. But it doesn't work in this. Ah, Papa. One thing I'm noticing is that the pivot offset changes over time because I'm also rotating the node in question. But then that should still not rotate it from here. Why is it rotating it from here? Yeah, this is definitely my longest stream. How long has it been? 2 hours, 30 minutes. It's definitely just messing with me. That's all it's been doing. This entire stream I have achieved nothing. Isn't that fun? But my problems have gone from a state of solved to unsolved at least 500 times. This graph represents the state of my problems. If it's above zero, it's solved. If it's not, it's. And it's very inconsistent. Yeah, there you go. This is the state of my problem. Hi. Okay, so let me. Okay, this is gonna be a way to debug it. I will turn off this thing again. So now process mode set to disabled. And then in the Explorer window UI in process, I shall increase the rotation by whatever amount. Get rotated, idiot. Yes, I'm still streaming. I can't tell if it's. Oh, wait, this does work. It absolutely rotated, idiot. So, wait, if I click here now, it's going to start rotating from here. So, it works in this, but not. So it's something wrong with my script. Well, I'm honestly glad. This is the first time today where an issue is pointing towards me. And there is something I can do about myself. Everything else today has been outside of me. Finally, it is I, the problem. So if I go to velocity, so this is the problem causer. Am I setting pivot offset anywhere here? I don't think so. Definitely not. It's the same rotation. Am I setting the correct? The rotating control is who? Rotating control is window UI, which is this boy. That is the correct one in debugging. So it should work. But it doesn't. It's also not the one being plotted. I should probably fix that now. Oh wait, no, never mind. This is not the card. The same rotation that I'm setting. Why is it not? Maybe it is the inconsistency with clicking on or with the pivot offset changing over time while rotating. But it looks like it's rotating from here. To but it's one thing I can try. So I need to detect whenever it's being clicked on the header and only then set it. So only on click would be. I should probably rename this to window header UI manager. Off to bed. Good night. See you, Ari. Thank you. Good luck with your projects as well. command title bar GUI input. If it's just press, I want to emit out an event here, right? Yeah. And listen to that from window, Explorer window UI on window header, click on window header, click, and only change it there. I have to turn this back on. Can't tell if it's working. Papanara. Hey Mekchil, thank you. I learned to code in Unity initially, so I was using Unity for a couple of years, and that's where I learned almost everything I know now. The YouTuber Code Monkey, if you've heard of him, he makes Unity tutorials. He's been a really big help, and everything I've learned from him just transfers perfectly to Godot. Okay, so this is working. And this is not. Why? Makes no sense. Wait, the pivot offset is not being set. Hold on. Oh, the jitter is randomly fixed again. Let's go. Look at how smooth that is suddenly. That feels so nice to move around. But 2 seconds later, into. Would you recommend someone start coding on Unity? No. I mean, just start coding on whatever you want to use. I just started on Unity because I started on Unity. But to be fair, it is definitely easier to get started in Unity because there's infinitely more resources on Unity itself, for one, and also on C Sharp. Because if you're completely new to programming, then there's practically zero resources on GDScript that teach you programming. There are most tutorials, they just teach you how to use GDScript, and that assumes you already know how to program. So in that sense, maybe getting into Unity would be easier, or there's just more stuff you can look up. But then learning it itself, it's not like a. I wouldn't suggest learning it for the sake of learning it. It's not being emitted. It's setting it on window data UI. Now it's setting it on both. Why was it different the first time? 435. What? What are you say, Magic Man? $29. This is working. I go slightly to the right. Makes no sense. It is being set to 514. Why are you not rotating from there? You try manually rotating. Why does the first click not? That makes zero sense. If I click away and then click again, that makes zero sense. It's at the middle now. And if I rotate it, oh, I mean, no, that's expected because the other script is setting the rotation. But it is rotating from the middle. So why does this not work? Rotating controller rotation is being set. This is the rotation. This is working in 4.2. This just broke because I upgraded to 4.4 and it makes no sense. Oops, not in the game. Still rotating from 0, 0. No clue what to do about that. It Alright, I am done for today. Extremely successful stream where I have achieved zero progress. It was fun though, debugging. Hopefully, I can get to the solution soon at some point where there's seemingly some random thing just making it not work. Like, I really don't understand what I'm missing. It feels like I'm looking at everything that should affect it and it's did not. But yeah, there's probably something I'm missing. I would work otherwise. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.